abusianfo Canada Japan ene nkrofo no mo ho abasem asem kese papa abusiansam ofie na mpanfo se eduba bia ye nkasa na kasa na ye nkasa nkyere se ye ne asem ka na ye se panyini etie mate ye na ekọ ya nkasa ye lawyer yawo Adomako Baafi aye nyina nim so ye big supporter of Dr. Alhaji Muhammad Bawumia Edin Sembia begu abontene efa Canada Japan ne nkrofo ho na okira Canada Japan ni campaign member bi ana ni team member bi MPP amanyoko no ba abaimo no ye ma ni position bi na position a ye de ma no odikoye emafa papa ne kire sepa akwa wei na oye ndisi ni ena bibi nti ye ma no be ye MPP ni ena esanso ma ni position e wan MPP aban emu na de ekọ ye ne se papa akwa na okọ eno no ba bia ma na adwuma no ye oba na oba ho na kese wo pa adwuma ya osebra me wo mpa esita na chi ho o chire ma wodi wani fa ne ma mienu me yesa bia ye kra se aboa papo ne ho asem ena Adomako Baafi ka Adomako Baafi wan fancy ho a osanto aso ko so chire nsem bi no mani so e de kan ho se Canada Japan ne bra Agyapong mu campaign mu ye ne very dirty campaign. E was so munye campaign na ye reasonable na associated with the party called MPP. Abusia Adomako Baafi and some waka for Canada Japan ne bra Agyapong ho ene e wo that program so no it will shock you and you will not believe we say ya Adomako Baafi ene kasasa Adomako Baafi say eduba bi kura na ba ye de se bi oni Canada Japan anante pen Canada Japan told you na mana depend enti edruba bi na o kan ho asem a na e ha no be said ye ne nkrofo no e fa so e ye omone ma nti no edruba bi na o so onkata nani na onka no kura ne nkire Canada ne nkrofo o so wusu be mpa abo papo o ye obi a adwuma ye de ma no na ne mma e na da e wo office ho we MPP ne ko na se okopa adwuma o Ghana gas e oduro wusu be mpa se bra na ye nkop dan na chi ho mpa e wo ho Adomako Baafi si wei eni dwumadi a aboa papo na ya to na tum ti se odwan a onama de ensem fata na oka ni kira MPP no sa onu nya akwanya no de odi MPP amanyoko no etumi no eye eno a ene emaato yenkone nkonkotie ni ankasa miwe panyini Adomako Baafi ensem odi to abonte ene ewo dawuro show so our movement TV ye wi ane asamba studio na achiacha ye ho mesre na machia me maame ama maame mo akwaba George Frempong me akwaba pa era me maame Tua Agostina won so me chiawo e mo akwaba yenkotie ensem a Adomako Baafi e de begu abonten e fa Canada Japan ni campaign team ho nkrofo na omo ne ma eda in exchange of adwuma omu wie nso a no me can choose MPP amanyoko no emfa adwuma ma MPP for abodam nsem ko a yenkom ne sesia
before any bredia na nya ba omia so na nka nya ken so na nka nya bra champon so na nka nya yeru
aditumi ne kwa bra Agyapong
na nya minua kwa bra Agyapong so far uyi ba omia firi wonu mu a obi a waye decent campaign kwa bra Agyapong metene so amaso na wo ye campaign na nya kebe ha me na yire kire made.
Okay.
Lawrence Agyapong.
Okay.
One of the best political
school no school no
me person me buzi ani JB danko. Into the hot here. Into the way Dr. Lawrence SC manage na you know. Campaign kwa ye wi a ene ye de campaign e man so manage a. Otu no tietie binom kasa gigiya ya na esere. Ba me ka de so say. When we nyina no enye mpanimfo na kadi abawo banyansa ahwiri binum ntino wo ma tue no atwene ena bawomia ne yedi natem bawomia ayeden bawomia ena galamsey no waka ho de enna kwahwa bia kwahwa resetano mini oyembe hyew enna in the first time in the history of Ghana say eye central region yetumi to omunsom President Kufuor beba na saade ne bi isi je Kufuor under MPP enema nsuo ho asem eye kama central region. We have a record to show. Etu ko gyina so ento abamawa endi ba omiatem na nyanyansa. Hwe I can tell you enwira bia wo mu di ba omiatem ni ade no. Mokura mpo no sabi common construction mutumi ntwere. Say ya den say yesi fom wa menua ene party no begu. Yenim nkwada bia 2008 no omo wa NDC a wo mo kan say Kufuado sabi na nafa cheme. Woni akwada 18 ayiegu obra nya nokure. Ye ba power no Kufuado so wura fi ne ho e ma sankra ye nya hu say tam ene wo mo na di ya mo say di atem no ka ti hwe ho ye. What you say? What's the more about UFC, UPSC, akwada, what do I want in a koda? You bet me aka. Near Ben Bushiamuntiani and Pessia Kwasem. Akwada, baby, I'll call share, Brofo Belcrana, yes, Eduma. MPP Niaba was say, Pumano was the Indian power to the honum. Give it my cansem. So almost one of the dear chick, back cansem. But they are restraining and say, Baumiano or Yadepa, into Tonga Winya Nifutru Magro. O de sabi o krasini kakra misumi krasini baomia on faso no etisabe baomia ubenya benkwan baomia ubenya djongo ubenya ngo ubenya kwampro ubenya kenten no asenya safufuo no kura mu be se nan ubenya de dokodoko de friend say kuramfu ntunkum onye odai na person de kwa petition why ma odai ansa no odai na chi no a petition bam baomia ubenya kokono unya kokuru ya onyini a ubenya somroje enti papa no mfaso no enye bi ni ba bi o of course obia ono so na hoden ba se unya na nkan wa hoden dia na so wo se no dia sania sa krofukro ya se baomia ema ya no dia campaign no se nyansa ema mutrim na munhia afoforo no a go ahead ba isranka nyame se nwira no nyina no so mo gino no mo kasa na me Adomako Baafi me kasa brofo nyansa nyamisuro adeton so adeton so ti ase ne ye kan so amanfo ti ase enti se mo nyai na mo se mo bedi ba omi atem dia ene wonhwe ni ye of course ball ne ebo na me mitwe ye fra mfugu ya ma e ma akra na me no mo bai be hye me na mmom no se ye kofa obi eti se ba omi a ono ye striker na enyo ne betwitwa no enti se o twitwa ba omi a o ye striker enti atiefo montase ye no mu kasa ti se be sipaniko na haban enipa ne ba amonye no ma busa ne se kwan so antumi nka ne obetumi aye na se on de se ngunu no obetumi aka de a se nipa no munyi na kwa ba omi a o ye striker ba omi a ne ba ngui ba omi a mo delegates eni atiefo mo na mo ye Solomon anum binum no mo bawuo ento obegiro ma o hye Solomon kete se onkum ba omi aba no ba odi nyansa se biwura so bekum me ba de jaima ganafo enti wo boaseto ade no obi a omi a obi a bie na no a
penifo se dodo ani san so
yes adadua so adadua osuro de ohun no so ti ase adadua ochiri de ohun no eni ti sa na eko but I can tell you aduma baomia aye no pa no siesi e kade a ene bia kwabna Japan seso because I can tell you yen yesusa kwabna Japan ene nana yewura kofo no ba ne ade no ne yesusa ofori krom ye piri akochia no oni amiame e pesa me chia no bie ena manyina to no won hwe kura kasatinti e beka se me ne pe ye ko stadium adubu ahin time na menua samre menya watch bi ne bom say oh me pra kwachi oh ni obi awa watch no de ko short ya say
na ozo wan ni mia wo
o say
wan ni mia wo no
ye ko edu forukro bi de sa me kwachi ano
kwachi o na kwachi wana
me kwachi akwabra Japan no
kwabra Japan okay
o ti ase na me duru ha na kwa bi efa chire na oyi watch ni ase twam nam da fom asem kro ya sa koto mo stadium so ti ase
o ka so bi mia na Mbaka Rollins o si hana tete mia na yire na yire so na muni ne ho na ye
we do wedi matem sam no na nam ni me ho not ya say minia
yes
sabi se adutum hwade wonu watimi ayeso no ka education enke enye campaign bia
yeah
so ti ase bra champon yenim kura no agrek oyebi ena wo ton ne dia ono kura ne dia na nsɛn na no park akra but so far so hwe omo di na chi ya campaign no a so far so good enya bone so ti ase just like edutum anoko pai ne nkrofo ni nyai decent om ye campaign so ti ase odi no eto nchen ya kwabra Japan de odam bafua na ba omi ono okodi atem na wakodi atem ni bi na ye de na mo de da bia mo so twen eso mo se ye hwe atwen ni ase abusia ase ye hu e de abeduru sa bre ya decency has been our hallmark but never should take our leniency to be our weakness ye kase ye kasa mo mpanimfo no kura du o manim no entetiye mu ene kasam amamre mu no they bow yan ye di binuma chi ne ma o munya din ye free wo sunsum na free ho enti tietiam se de bania edi ebinum nya o munya bioda na de ye se edi nipa chi ye de anikan ye bompa ye anajo da suomu fretwe di ampon so no na so ansi dan na dansifo no sikwa na akotwitwa pete ni ade enum red ni wiya na mo kekam se ofisa o kasa fanyansa magana fo sasema mekan no wo bo mu tie mi tie masam sei ansa na no achi no wa ni padua no kura anso no fa susu se na me kura na me gina ho sisi no Ghana fo bu mi sei without credibility is better you don't talk unian monyam eti monya botre yan kai kura no enne mama no amu wa baba omi abaso eye national identification wa baba omi abaso yeah woman abaso mama no amu president mama president Kufuor and the national identification by owu achiri so anya ni papa na kwesi basashi ade ba na say 8 years mama ne nkrofo mo ntimi anye ema ye pamo professor Tefa ema sabre mpokura no opania na ohonum o kire ma de level 400 Dr. Haji very brilliant and humble yi na mama Jeffrey nsem koma Griffiths ye ba ye no eye judgment debt ye ni betua ye muamu party no enne mama say eyade esubi ni baby na si ase utie ofosu ampofo want you for sample interoperability yes what is what can want
financial inclusion the whole Africa
na sebi yankoto ayeda
debi
o kafa ba omi ahu what you say o kafa ba omi ahu nsem eyentansa na ye papa oti a oda uti pa okra na ati ba omi ahu nsem a ajojo what you say na wa ma hu kwa nyame adware no etu hu na atumi se papa yi nyame na de nam etinya wo dia wo akọ no red any we say no let us be wise ya na de serving crasism to the stand say kwabna buadu wo e ma papa no bofunu kwabna buadu wo ma ba omia bofunu asam won ti ase da no nti ase da this ekodu
I think
ensemunu samo kan we dia fa ne ho ye nim de bi no so ayo se yesi ya ka de a party ne be wie no ehia nka bo mu na kodru se ye nsan no de na ndisi fo ntraso de a ye betumi aka bi no mu de sanse ani bi no na nante ani enim bi no so nsem but emran koi se wo koka obi asem obi onu nante wato de ani mpa moadi na se bufuo so koka na sema obi amuda o ya se ye ni mu nkrofo a first round ye kwa first wo musu wo mu de ba omia na wo mu ni obi achi na wa kwatra constituency wa gu constituency a enna kohwe constituency me ko safi kohwe ho se di sitie na wi a wo mo be ka ba omi asem se wa mfa djuma ama na ba omi aba no dia na wo pa adwuma ben na eche digitalization adwuma ben na eche so ba jini pankwa eye drones o de ba ya Sam George ebu twa ball no ende nyame adom Sam George ko sa ya yankotwen kura akobodam ade na fofo no enya ba omia no eye Kamara eye former vice president America obedru ya okodru ya ro de share manifesto bibinia na dwene mo so nyame nti no abrofo bahabisua no this is the man we are talking about etiyen ye wade paton and that so ho bio ya ba omia de maye ni se the entire MPP ba na yakọ opposition NDC ba no so kọ no eye edidija animuna nti wono ne nyansan mu no ba bia se kira boa no e wa ni ja no eninti no say ye okre MP okre ene ba wi ni a obia no constituency no eye 10 appointments ye de betu ho a
constituency ni nyina ni tuam
ni ahwemu a yes dawura bere no mu nyina apene so dawuro bam na fe di atiye ma refrenti no and that year one a golda and as a Guinness and Wojo. Now by your fear between one call a cook no one so penny at year may refract one actually condemn. And why did you be the Kumayi? Nyansa, Baumia, Nyansa, we say, Niparado Sana Junior. Ever one point this if aside that, the Baumia, the other two of you say, a dear Bakua constituency in the police station, and also Harding. You have a trouble say ya, any constituency in the police station. Oh, Nadia Minia, a farmer woman. And there was say, Oba, senior minister, in charge of those things, into a B and then Eastern region, a mobile. Eastern region, no, a be 5 regions in the Beba, 5 constituencies in the Beba. Mobile, money senior minister, transit. Or constituency saying, or how being, oh, you're how crowd your logistics and all, you never a motor cry, you need be. Aside that, in so no. I hope the party do a honor, you mate, who are near Sotomo, Muvia Maquetia, Yurabaumia. And never when I dream, there has to be as usual. Said on your coup for the dream free SHS. This time it's even going to be better than the previous year. And some may be what Otieno, who had the previous manifesto no more. A woman, so as a mokina. To the extent that my mem assemblyman Funti, I'll command 1,000 cities. Now, have you do a crowd out tossing? Baumia, what comfort it is said, only the Yame penny beginning, sir, a budget. Send yes at 20,000 or 30,000 or budget, their budget. Assemblyman on New Year's serious, no, what a quarter bank here, a scout the Yajuma, by home fast whatever. Now, the ultimate come 1,000. On ferry. Or bra one mao minister, you are saying, one mao DCs. Obia 25 million. Menoka say a B and 10 million, 15 million. Baumia thinks ahead. Or general minor, sort as ye, but ye can't be. And ye jay jayo. I'm a nearma and a equasono. Minia, a idea out of who ye. Share, and now Menoka say, Oba inquire a electricity in so, what more than 4 times. Afraid the old side is 225% a bedroom. Into Celebaya. Ghana for the cast any yenye na huchiro mu no and na dia beteli adum kanye wi mo ba ye da sumu 6 months ya da sumu 6 months and na mo catch and say medical 4% we so 2% enu achi no and na say mo ko fa 1 cedi e beto so and so na the 250% and na mo dey betum 225 say the dia koduro ni say and na dia bechi enra me da sumu afi ma ye ha aban body say na wo mie wa no na wo nkasa me wa so mu amuye dedei mo na ban ne ba emfa so akase mudidie eti sa mo nyini na sa mo tra ho amenne akukọ ntwan pokura akon adoso obedi president akukọ ntwan asi edu nkati ase ne kon adoso obedi president ya esemo a mo so amuye dedei ni ade eye amunya daage nankan hakura na odi nante alajo one day odi opa dako nante ye be hia na kwan oh we dey me kosra abirufo munye bida amoko jino na mbeka mu asem intimode ba kan ya waye ebetumi di aboa party no ene o man no ye ko jino no mu a nipa ba ko ne attack no eno se ba mu da ben sanya sasam ye hia da ben yan nyini bia o na mbomo no e free 2000 eba no 98 eba nyina no na champion fu odi anim te sada rocha nom odo Isaacs nom Jacob Echebilam tenom mian wo fa Kofi Kunodo apreku nom eni wo fa eye Kwame Adokofo nom J Mensa Osafo Mensa sort as here now ko share Eastern region Hakman nom ya Bema nom now ko share Eastern region from Agyapong labi nom okay and pen for the party anymore Kandapa nom I see nom they were people of wisdom and decency edi ade de akoba ya yem party a this for the twapwa and na de wa no ya pa no uba ni amu appointment ti ba bia kodro no yes that's negative president ato wa ya
every bi ba party no ebe fa no tuma person fredi ye party no be san fa no tuma na empanifo adwene ye hu se ye nto aba no ntem no oma ye MPP adompa because can see a static process no from polling station abedu presidential kebe hadwen yi se o chia me wo fa wo su Baafi wo Kofodia former Eastern Regional Director Communication you sure new job man hin chairman
yes
and just me can to so chia no mo iko so
na o wa brase mena ne ya adwuma
oh yeah
no regional communications officer na Baafi wa brase o ye teacher ni na de nkrofo bia ni na namu ni ade no communication chese enjo suban kra pretend brafam ma hunya kono Wachame na nakra wa famu a wo na be huntai baby akoduro no MPP no what akoduro no in America share the lives of na ejase nyinu se de bani amponsa be diakon master say okuta PhD
in communication
a development communication or retirement kra Chef Frank Agyapong na so kasa South Asia Chef Frank Agyapong enyo amunko a o hwe eye
Frank Agyapong na no kasa mama mpani kofo
yes look at his demeanor o kasa to say samre na komyanom samre oboshi psychophy bad radio so no kasa samre Elizabeth ohine mo ba no mo kasa. It's about time we learned the wisdom of these great men shana no ohine to so kasa utu se mpanifo yi na hwe ya no toto papa so a wo mutumi de use akwa di say Tony Edu mpanifo atumi kasa na timi say ne die ne atemdidie ena no de wo so no de onya na je kura so peso hu say NDC ba bia
be o so mpeso be hu
o pese nyame kura
onwu ansa na a serious statement o
serious asem na me no what you say
ohwa hu say enlaso bia
dabi na nanu ye nso antene a wo mun krofo ba ku nso kokae NDC fu ye ba ku nso cancel bia worse than this ye mekai e fa mama mamu no
all right so Ayɛka Baafi no edi enkomo say court former DC Fante Akwa oseme kancho so chia o ma iko ni adwuma wo ye anopay nso so no bright boadu e wo US oso no so o hwe na men
entabusanfo nsɛm wei ɛna yɛnwia Adomako Baafi ɛbɛtugu hɔ nsɛm papa yi kan wotena se na wotie ne yie pa na in one way or the other no he was punching hard on Ernest Owusu Bempa asabio ɔyɛ campaign de amakane de Agyapong a Dr. Bawomi anim ɛna ɔde yɛ form any MPP for no di won atem Iya ba mi be ameso se like video na share ma me na beka na subscribe to the channel so na beka busuako no yento aso ne enko ni na nsem ewo ho nsem ho pa me de ncha kese ema me nwa kwasi asamoa afi na wa join ye koye ni mi mami akua fro kwabra Prosperous me chiao Dolphin Bay me chiao awua amo akọ me chiao Gode Junior me chiao set Abu J Antwi me chiao Lawrence Efa me chiao Ahmed Mutaka konso me chiao yepa. Let's move on with other issues. So, ebene. Mr. Dr. Baumia, ninkunim die no. Bra, upeu, ebe happen. TNT American just Dr. Baumia ninkunim die no, ebe happen by force. The woman yina nie. Enano point so. Yekwada sorry ya. We are no more Eastern region. All the MPs of more Eastern region omo parliament ankasa enso ababonten so omo asem there dey be candidate MP before jemi yepa mankese kwahwe akwafo bi no me see the sitting MPs are omo free Eastern region miya wosonasa asama ni memo akwa bapa omo so the asem there dey be abeto abonten asem ben na yenwa no omo Eastern region omo ka asema Eastern region for Kenya is very, very, very simple. The omo can say, omo atenase ahwemu ye. Amam for omo pese omo mra medi party na nim. Amam for omo abokrado se omo pese omo mesum party no as flag bearer. But omo hwemu no. Enipa ba ko a omo no omo dwene se ono na se fata Say obetu party ne franka ama 2028. Akona eda yanim no. Nkunindie abeye party ne de no. Omo hye omo hwe a obia ni ho ti se yewura Alhaji Mahamadu Baumia. Enti yankone nkonko tie sa video no. Yefiri ho ansem bebre wo ho. Bra champion so Dr. Baumia force no. Amana hye ase e kan nsem. Ebebo ho so video no so. Na nsem bi so obedi a kire okasa wie ye nsem bi no ma yate no wamframam eno so yakasa fa na eni kanko enkote the Eastern region sitting MPs. The Eastern region sitting MPs. Omo so omo nsem a omo eka yeba na yato aso.
Party members firm in their resolve to support his candidate. Ayɛka can say, MPs Eastern region 23 out of 23, they move 15 MPs and a tie Dr. Mahmoud Baafi. Na niyecha ya time chini say yemuni say ono ni obia MPP yatumi aton amagana for all these years. Wabaye second to the president and I say wabaye vice president. Wabaye running mate 3 times. I am vice president 2 times. Enti yeka omwa omni ne brainma. Obia ni wa yeka say amanyosem obia obetumi edi party na power. Na watumi ebu omani ya omubie ni wa oneno ese. The dam saying yen 15 ye war MPBA sorry ye war Eastern region ye 23 e move 15 ye na ya ke ho bom se ye tie Dr. Mahmoud Baafi na wapon ju frank ano waji tumi no e dia ma MPB 2028 the dam saying yes say bia wa shia ha bia wa bia o me ke o if you say Dr. Mahmoud Baafi and MPP, see, I had the Nepo Abattoir, you bet me a winning Abattoir, the president. Yadamasi, Yamishamu.
And tis a woodie asama ampis way at the Abattoir Bontre, very simple. Omoye ampis Marco 23 and Omo Eastern region. Now, sir, 23 no more parliament, no. A Marco 15. Abejina bonten abi omo anu makase omo de papa na ye friend Dr. Alhaji Mahamadu Baafi no ono e no monde de nam na ye bisam se adenti a mo se Dr. Baafi e na mo ne nam a asem omo kan ye ne se omo dwene ehu se Dr. Baafi na ye nipa bi ene se ba ne se ye kwa akoto aba na MPP fu epenkunimdie pa ye ntumi ntwa ye ho emfri Dr. Baafi ho nkofa nipa foforo bi. Because Dr. Ni nipa bi a yaton wo man Ghana num for the past 16 years obi akura bi otigana bi a enim who is Dr. Baafi. And a second enyuma ne ho modra wapo nimdi a odi aye enyuma ahodo bi ama man no obi anya so mfaso ntino Doctor is the more credible candidate obetumi ede tumi kase no abra MPP4 enti MPP4 na ka say 23, 15 out of 23, aka 8. 8 no more cano. Other 4 candidates, ebe nyo mo share wom. Tiebe yepa. Says omo 23 candidates. And a 15, I choose one particular candidate. Enti aka 8 ene wo ho. 8 no more cano. Eye 8 divided by 4. Mathematically, a 2, but coincidentally, obi betumi anya 3, obi betumi anya 1, obi betumi anya hwe, e was a Eastern region ho. Na abusia, yesu nsuo no ohya ase na ohwe a, ohya ase anopa, e make sign kyerɛw. Na se wanya nimde ani nyansa hu se da bi, ensuo we sign we ya oyɛ, obegu manim ase. Na ugusu di achire eko wanima achire no na ye nimguase ekura Dr. Alhaji Mahamadu Baafi no God sent and the potential ni na regina Nyankopon di ahye ni mu no baabi obewura bia na okiki ho na wasɛ ho na amanfo ho pepom na pressure. Papa ni wura oni watemmo nka hwe oba no abeton ne ho de akyerɛ wo ofiri ho pɛ na pressure amanfo omo campaign ni to nsuo mu kakrakra na eba ni say na omo hu de omo nka na pressure na shiki omo a last 2023 omo say Akufo-Addo and they push about me at the amanfo ai yes Akufo-Addo in the government machinery air force treaty MPs ni ministers ni CEOs say amonto abamfama Dr. Bawumia yabusia enne de amene ka say ya Akufo-Addo tinifio tom onye president biem onye the leader of the party biem ye wo general secretary wo ho ena ye wo chairman wo ho national chairman enti say no a national chairman and national secretary and na sabi omo impose Dr. Bawumia on the MPs na kwambi so no omo wotumi ewo aban no mu no ana e question no we ye question imano at the comment session boss wo mama temi ye pa and then another dan Akufo-Addo on tie akonwa so biem okọ Nyankopon edene ko ni fie kama onye president last 2023 yes Nana Addo de pressure push MPs MCE for DCE for ministers any CEO for say omunye adwuma mfama Dr. Bawumia but na me no kasa busu entin sabiem yewra Dr. Bawumia nko a enenam obi anye obi a say de papa bi okaye Kennedy Agyapong kaye entine the entire say the big men in the party are all running towards Dr. Bawumia. Echira wo say eyade bi anipa mpanyimfo no bi ahu ne woni mu eno nti omugina so de to aba na enye pressure bi ena na obi ede ma obi say onkoto aba mfa Dr. Bawumia and that led from the eastern region the AC say 23 MPs out of 23 MPs, 15 out of the 23 almost they are for Dr. Bawumia. Ebino kojo ponkroma ne mpemfo omoaka enya fei na mbebubo omudini. They are all for Dr. Bawumia. Remember this, there be a can same be say. So who call in the hierarchies of a political party? MP no wo constituency hono. Ono na ye the top hierarchy of the constituency. As it say a constituency chairman, police station agent, why na omonso no omoye directly connected to the delegates na omonshele nkura post bino. They are all feeding from the MP. And normally no in a good substantive contest abere obi enyes na anwe say odi obi abororo the MP ne beka no automatically connected with the rules. And it's a 23, name 15 so omo for Dr. Bawumia automatically factu team say the eastern region as it stands they are all in support of Yura Alhaji Mahamadu Bawumia. Factu team na yenko yanim. That is what yes, Mama said the leaders have seen what he can do to win power. Yes. Very clear. It takes only nipa bi on person better than who say and obe challenge this. Because the reality is this. Or no, any bet me aji to me no de amaye. Yen to aso na yen ko yen na nsem no bi edo so wo ha. Aja Yewra Bawumia ekogina ba bi enche bi aka kire MPP yen kan say aspirant for the flag bearership and say mama yenye constructive campaign obianka na adwene obianka de obeye obianka ideas ye da ne team abusia bra champort asemo di ko di America okohia o se ono nso no ordinary ideas no aye bibi he wodi wa ideas aye bibi na waye bra champon ko bie na no a yenyina nim sagan na man ya wo mi ye dokoko pa abanya omo abakọ ne abanya omo abatwem the omoye say omokwaji bosia every bank enti omokwaji bosia no free bank a na omo de abeto koko na aboa no ansa na omo akwa akoton agi hu sika every factories e wo Switzerland, England, any other countries omo produce chocolate. Na de e wo ma na e ha adwere ne se wokwaji sa loan no free bank na bank no loan yemfa amount free ye the interest to ho. Enti de na akwa ne se Ghana ban kwanya obefa so obetumi nye sika de ato koko na free kuafo no no age so opoka wo ho otua sika eto bosia na okwa akwaje ne so nti eba ne sa obeto akwa akoton aba na beduru ba bi na ne nsasi fom na ontumi nya mfa so bi amfiri so nti age se sign kofa to na yetua ne bi e de kokro su sa gab na da ho no na wei na bra chempon se ye mo yensam ma no because ono bra chempon ai ba omia o me ba mo wadwino ye say papa na friend Dr. Bawumia no he will make sure that the yankopon the chair wo no o de baba bonten na o de aye bibia ma wo temi ye pa sa papa na friend Dr. Bawumia no woni ne na ma obema wa hya ase adwene you will start thinking bra champion hya ase no to punch ena me wo sika ena me na me finance ye ena Dr. Bawumia si dabi enye saa na ye internal campaign kan de obetumi aye na ma amanfo nyina so nkoto abama abusua bra champo se de na to no de na ba ni timo papa ikogina abontena o se the syndication law no se syndicative o se kan ono na kofa baaye hey ai o se Dr. Bawumia se onka na ideas yo de nam papa ni bie na no a o se syndicated law no ono ene kof eye den ede nhihye ba ya yetwa mu because awon beti a da bia me kan san na mentumi nkan bra me nkan DC for ho asem because omo ye nkurasefo ma me nkyere wade last year bra na nado ana so ye say this year ye nkonkwaje bosia mfira brotire mfa metokoko na mbom no we will generate money by ourselves say da bia koko ni ye to wi a ye benya so mfaso and this for the babonte be ye campaign say amansan edwafo ena empese ombebo Ghana for bosia bepinim de na ekọ MPP communication was not able to explain to Ghanaians say dabi ye ho afiri nkoaso mu me ma me da na apia me akọ aba MPP communication omo ntumi ankama ya nyante ase say eye nkoaso mom na Ghana for MPP fo yi ya firi Maybe I can your party open information ye mfa ma ho. Enti NDC for the Bayer campaign say Ghana perform to the point to say omo pebosia kura tokoko. But obia ni obeso omo bosia. Enti Ghana ban na nado danko Akufo-Addo aban abo ne homoten. E na omo ka edi twi mu ekoye. But the reality na wo ho ne say saa de na e course no na ye kwanya na aban na afa so yi Ghana afiri nkwaso mu. Say ya do ye koko na ye koton na ye kwa akoton no enam se ye ni sikeda ho ntino ye koje bosia o baabi ema ye di sabio tax aton ye di nsi ho aka ho be se 10% entu koje 20 million a ye be wie no na o so mfa be se 10 million enka ho na se wo ye da bia na sika no e san kwa aborofo no ho na wei ena bra champion ne kasa mu o se Ghana foi pa o mi asemenka my ideas o se ono asi hotels me mama dollars me mo akwaba o si hotels ghost name on government payroll so ono ene ba ya otimi yi free ho or the system on sen ko community o se sa bosia na ne ko gifiri amanone no ono bra champion ene tumi trans nya ntoto ye hihye ntoto ye e ma ene omo tokoko no free ono mu di kind of one kasa omo sika breyen 4-5 months before answer koko season no ebe shasia ashasia no say asa okay so wakamate na papa ikasa wie ya nche bia and then the CEO of Ghana Cocoa Board nso aba abonte say Ibrahim udi ntro wasam na wo kano ento aso mu twa ntro enkontompo na wo twai abusia mesro so de yenko ne nkonkotie Brachempo na sema okaye. Any the CEO of Ghana Cocoa Board also asema or the abetuja. Baumia will force you to think as a human being. Yenti Brachempo, ye ani eti asema ko Ghana Cocoa Board CEO no, former CEO so Ababeka. Francis Amofa, Mr. Wa, try to be respectful. Why? I must na mayi mani se minyan mahu pa. Mami da na mechiao. Mami amasi gradually Ghana politics is changing from tribalism. If not, how can people of Eastern region choose Bawumia over Brian, who is from there? Mami, politics is not it's not supposed to be tribalistic, religious, or whatever. It is about who can do. Who can do. Yanto aso na yenti nsema brand digu abonten. And nsema the former CEO of Ghana Cocoa Board on Sodiaba. I just said Brian. Dr. Sis Kasa nesu enyansa and just say bedintro. Yenti video name na sisia.
Talk about ideas. Ideas. The biggest hotel in Africa is my idea. The longest run airport, the airport with the longest runway in the world is my idea. I solved big problems that this country confronted. Ghost names. Removed over 50,000 people from the payroll through my software. That was my idea. All the companies that I run, functioning, employed, over 1,000 people around this environment. In this community, the growth pool that I've established here, those are ideas translated into action. Those who are competing with me, go to their communities and find out how their ideas have translated into action. But it's simple. Or, if you remember, 2 weeks ago, Kudakos Station, Multimedia, they put out that government or Cocoa Board has received $4 billion in deposits. Did you see that? Do you know who caused it? Brian, you are looking at me. When I went to the Ministry of Agriculture, Cocoa Board, I supervised it. They told me that since 1947, we have always gone for syndication. We go for $2 billion and it's a big deal. Cocoa Sikanaba. Madam Murifi. Underneath that $2 billion that we have gotten is the 10% interest that we are paying. 5%, 6%, 10% interest. So you get $2 billion and you are paying $200 million in interest. I went in there, I said, we have our cocoa. You want to buy our cocoa, but I have to go and take a loan and pay 10% interest and come and buy the cocoa and supply you. And when I have supplied you, you pay the money to the bank that I went for the loan for. That is a bank for us. I'm going to cancel syndication. It was a big deal. I remember very well in cabinet, everybody thought I was on something very strong. I said it doesn't inure to the benefit of this country. These are the numbers. Everybody was against me. President Akufo-Addo took a chance on my decision and said I will support this. For the first time, 2024, we did not do syndication. Anyway, the strategy was simple. If you want Ghana cocoa, bring your money. You, the buyer, bring your money to us. We will go and buy the cocoa and supply to you. I'm not going to take a loan and go and buy the cocoa, come and supply to you and go and pay interest. Simple common sense, core business calculation. And that is how come I took the bold decision to cancel syndication. And nobody is talking about it. These are ideas translated into bold action that is saving the country a lot of money. And today, the cocoa buyers are bringing their money, depositing, and we are even getting interest on the money. That's the difference. That's the kind of things that I do.
Okay, nti abusiamfo asem we na Agyapong beka na bonten. To me, it is a good deal. That is how we supposed to run the nation. Any kwan se bia ye cheap at the mabrofo. Say the kuja tabra kwa akwaji deportees abagana would not arguing just to accept them because he's afraid. And the same way Agyapong can me, I was say, oh, the man has done a very great job. I really appreciate what he has done. I mean, cancel Agyapong in Japan. I don't hate any of them all. But be a yedruno. Here, Dr. Bawumia saw me fire and me unkoji to me. He is the one who can bring the 2 me to the party, and nobody have to discuss distance. But what has happened, they say, Sana Papa we didn't throw the chile. And you know, he was just a Greek minister, and he was Ghana Cocoa Board director. I don't know, and I shall say, edit that initiative number, ya man ye, am I ne? A man for do music free bruchebe to ho, Emma Ghana, se monje, mukoko near redia. Ye to 30 kilos, 70 kilos, 80 kilos, 1 ton, 20 ton, mon family. Sanyek brand ye, Namum ye the Ghana Cocoa Board director. But I don't have Danko for the Tia Kunyaso, or no, and I know ye, Opia, no Ghana Cocoa Board. So, into the tennis, Agyapong wedding throw. Mr. D. Memoakwabapa. But Agyapong wedding throw. Asanso the Eura Dr. Bawumia. Sorry, yani Ranando Danko Kufuadu thing, Abefra won't throw. That does not make sense. A lie. But the Amepesamen Kana Wunti and Yakwakuti Asema. The Ghana Cocoa Board director no kaye FA syndicative loan no one say. And he said, dear woman ye. Agyapong, he has nothing bad as a person. Or a very vibrant person. Now, Mom Dr. Bawumia catch and say, oh, yeah, in some funk can't say beer. May I was sponsored, I know scar one. We are doing a decent campaign. Say, sell your ideas and let the people vote for you based on your ideas. Abusia, Brian said, "Okay, an idea. Or couldn't throw at the good another danko kufuado to say cabinet meeting. Another danko kufuado to Tiasia man say, yen educative loan when I am young kojabro funsika megu ya council ansana. The shall say a toko kwa ya toya komao. Abusia video no near my community Agyapong kwa mama Mr. Keba di ba chair yepa. As a country, you have your right to choose whom you want to follow. And me too, I have my right to choose whom I want to follow. Me, I'm for Dr. Bawumia. And no one can change me. I don't have a reason to say I'm not for Dr. Bawumia. But I have a reason to say I'm not for Agyapong, I'm not for Kennedy Agyapong, I'm not for Yawadu Trim, and I'm not for Kwabena Agyapong. Even though none of them, apart from Unipa Kennedy Agyapong, I don't know the way atrocity kakalakapa. And Kafono Mwakanyo Mose Fata, Omuni Mukasa Wunyansa, many of them, Kwabena Agyapong, or is super. Kwabena Agyapong as a character of a man, or is super. Yawadu Trim, or is super. Forget about in some more kind of this time because of Akonyo Mope. But we Munipa Kennedy Agyapong, or me, or you business role model. But for the presidency's sake and the Masa, you can hate me, I don't care. And in tell me page number be your hermano, a friend Kennedy Agyapong Jr. I'm in church on him. We are seeing a buyer, Yankopon Emo Pia in the Shebre. And to the Yankopon the amount, so one more when you answer, sometimes you lost everything. Yankopon the business opportunity, I'm making it the unconcentrated. Amamu enye mato abeton ideas and knowledge. Yamfa ba omi yankone nkoji 2 minute family and people. Abusiamfo yankoso. Abusiamfo yankoso na yankotie kwanya. The former director of Ghana Cocoa Board and Sema Okaye Edifa Brachempo. Say Brachempo intellectual tifri. Because you see intellectuals no or asema or sentence now of fabricatia a intellectual property. And according to him, Sama Brachempo can say no yeah no to him no Brachempo is just stealing. You couldn't conclude ba na atoaso.
Ye bo modia se Ghana ebetwe ne ho afri saa ade e frɛ no bosia ye kɔgye na amama so de abebo akotokuku na afi saa kana be hyensen kom ti na ye penhyehyɛ bi a ye betimi aboa ama saa e haun afri ye so megidi se o kai saa na montuo no
asana montuo no ye mia kasa ana me de bai ana montia me hu se ebeboa cocoa board na ebeboa Ghana mano nti me ankasa ana mde bae ana me anso na me ye ho announcement so mo call graphic I think say 22nd August 2024 bon se me da front page ana sa announcement na bae me ye no announcement no I think it was Monday in a Tuesday thereabouts, and a graphic published here.
I see. So now a bit confused here because the presidential hopeful for your party taking over the reins of that ministry, a great ministry, no, talks about akukudra unyaya oma Ghana time train home a free a year sa syndicated loan in Shane no. Eba bra bit mejina yan kasa ye ho na etimidia boy ho bra in terms of isikasemu no it is saying
my year rebuttal to that ordinary no nchamin kan wansen na momo no adwen kase na abetu ga no efimian kasa me ho anam de bai ndi se obi ba bon no be kan se achi wonu mum na dia ba na wa mum di wo mokra won se obi a Ghana ko nyina hu se me so no me ye intellectual na me study university awon ti se opomodna na de adwukasi bi ba na obi kokofa sa adwen no one make any reference to you ne mum no wo ye study wonu ankasa na di adwukasi ne ba ya academically no and intellectually in no intellectual a year I say bono to be one day now kofa wa bra o mamanye on kan ho hwe sanity
na wadaroma who describe it as intellectual theft one play any role ebra sa trimpo we ebeto ho wan fa susuye bi ama wan ka se ye nchi haka kra bi ntume ne se aha ne ye de so de o kan so a ebeboa enye that collective responsibility na end up ma say no munya mo ba Ghana ye side
Debbie ono rather no pussy eno na ma ade no ayemia no che se e ba ye no me ne na me hwe ne se we chief executive ana adiba fa ya na mse manfo we finish me my minister pen the president for 4 time na me western regional minister me di pen na we chief executive la o she sector minister nti se we bibia wono ana se odidua no so na ko cabinet we die che se enya dia ade no kwa no edu na nyimo no na oye interested and edu baby no nyese onye interested keke obogui no mpreso no have to fact it
strange kakra because on peninsula de no koje sa abasobodie no
eno ne ase ende je se ono ana minim de but impanyimfo anim asem pa de members mabodi impanyimfo pa impanyimfo atitire pa nyimo no obi menye de so obi ana menka se obi mpo mekasa mpanyinfo pa a esa se ni duro mani mo no even o mani mo kra no o se still on prinso nti no eno na ama aye me yam because adea na wo prinso na je so na o percent wuku no afidi adea na ba be yi a na the whole thing is say you know modern and as simple as that ana metama me wie no o contact department of economics, the economic department, Legon, head of department, Professor Ban Boatin, any professor BM Kushia Oma. Me catch on said me no, me nye panansida, me a geographer. And to Omkwane say, how can a geographer come out with this financial model? They didn't believe them, so one problem geography department, Legon Nkobisa. Me a geographer. The idea no, I say a banner like a vision. On the great ideas in a buy in the form of a vision. And some will say, be our scientists are now, so we a back no to grapona, my ejma. Not then a very complex. A very complex. O mama kwakuchi machira o mono any presentation no. And yeah, as simple as said, I have a mocano. Since I'm flat, but I'm say, even Coco Bob won't count my 7 day. That's a very complex. Design what we are doing now. This or my This or my a lot of stakeholders have Ghana. I'm my presentation apart from board. Any abem paying for bilma or modern no very complex. Until we catch on dear no into the hop. I do much of the or the better. But no one so. I said, dear, my person on me and I'm catch on. I didn't buy the edgema. Na a bad bois masidi no edgena. A bois. I'm a silly, no. You don't have rat up a me in that time a womb. And now, campaign no more. We see better October, November, no. Baby, I'm a quay, be a near Quafushi, be a mecan once. The media for the back, I don't count once them say. Savings in quite being from this model, no, because Okobobo here a year interest. Na interest do 10%. And sana interest do 8%. And sana commitment fee ubetia. Ama syndication lenders no. Arrangement fee. Even legal fee. Okay, can you na boom? Any a country as or coverage the company a joke can boom one. About 10% of the loan now kwaji. This a kwaji loan there 4 billion na 10%. Unchia. Uncle chia 10% on $4 billion. Just a country must save $400 million 1 year.
Okay, so Ere, remember also, but I want to be very sure what I'm reading here, that all these things here, no ma Ayɛka say, wadarma making kind of has Abia Nebuana de Obone try Trono, Quambi Swanje. Or say, according to Edu, far from being the architect of the reform, Dr. Brian Agyapong was its fiercest opponent. He allegedly resisted the proposal uncompromisingly when it came before the economic management team. He reportedly blocked its cabinet presentation, only later to smuggle in there Nicodemously and claim ownership. Edu further claimed it took the direct intervention of President Akufo-Addo to prevent Dr. Agyapong from killing the policy altogether. He was the sole dissenting voice when the matter was discussed. For him now to pretend as though he championed it is pure dishonesty. Is that the case? Is that the case?
Number say, enforce asempa 8 year.
Wadaroma, minute bako mesa baho jina ahumano sumame. Dr. Brian Agyapong.
Entimi wi anume Ghana for enyeme na me kan bia ka ho enyeme na me kan bia firim Bra Agyapong agu na nima ase Ninya ne say Dr. Bawumia force no say on can the obetumi aya magana mai enti afi onam e na owi anema. Look at how disgraceful this is. Say ade aye de ba wan kasa usori gina ye kuti aye ene wa sori aba say wona wo de ba aye enti enyanim guase ade ye de ba yi. Wow, you can't the greedy people and nipa be no monte ase. Utimi wo say the Minister of Agriculture kono okokoji loan na ne share wom. Ne share ewom. Enti papa we di adwene ba say ni kwanse ye koji loan na mom ne ye ma aborofo for musika ma no. But Agyapong feri say dabi papa yi eyi na no aduane. So he fought against the policy. Papa no na eke I'm just repeating. But ene but Agyapong say, Emma ensa enshia no adentia or the policy biaba. Yet the Korea Munsua ayentro tobo. And the Mimia Panisa Monokuno Ekano. Mimia Mwakwa say, Dr. Bawumia is selling his ideas, and those with empty-headed are attacking him. What a shame. Yankopong of Fanabo Anton Tem. Na de Yankopon shira no tamfu ntumi nse no enti upaja umusa de Yankopon shira no wobeka no ahye forma God will deal with you ono Yankopon no be so de atia wo enye nipa na wo kutia na be so de atia wo. In fact, doctor is not doing nothing against these people, but assembly obia beka enye no kure ne nto aso mu bia no other people rise up and defend Dr. Alhaji Muhammad Bawumia abra. Oh, Misa so be defended. This is to tell you, say, the Yankopon Shirano or Tamfo and to Vincent. Brachempo, when you maguase or all. What didn't throw? What you contompo amene? Sabio, Diana was in a Mumoko Kuno, a Buabo. Abushanfo, Yamfa Brachempo, Nasa Musia, na Yenti, Darega, Dramani Mahama, and Wasem Kitua Biwaha. Na yemfa bibi amra na wiye and abusia memfa call me wiye ya na atum because I have something to do somewhere. Yentie mokai COVID video measure ba hu video we me di twam keke me di twam. I will just come one day and sit down and do a very correct video about this. But yentie mahama.
And to change the mindset of dependence on external parties. Data from the Economic Commission of Africa, ECA, shows that COVID-19 created the continent's worst recession in 50 years, with real GDP shrinking by 3% averagely by 3% in 2020. Before the pandemic, poverty reduction was already a major challenge. The pandemic is estimated to have dragged about 55 million more people into poverty in Africa, and exposed another 46 million more to the risk of hunger and malnourishment. Indeed, 70% of hunger in Africa, which had already been on the rise since 2014, is directly attributable to this pandemic. Like governments all over the world, it became necessary for African governments to take action to shield their populations from the effects of the epidemic. In my country, Ghana, our economy has emerged in extremely poor shape from the COVID experience. A ballooning deficit, double-digit inflation, a nose-diving currency, increasing debt distress are some of the symptoms of a very ill economy. This has devastated many African economies and sunk them deeper into unsustainable debt and economic downturn. The pandemic has had a generally deleterious effect on the economy of African nations. The effects of the COVID-19 pandemic, and one, find new ways to bring value chains inside Africa's borders, and two, change the mindset of dependence on external parties. Data from the Economic Commission of Africa, ECA, shows that COVID-19 created the continent's worst recession in 50 years, with real GDP shrinking by 3% averagely by 3% in 2020. Before the pandemic, poverty reduction was already a major challenge. The pandemic is estimated to have dragged about 55 million more people into poverty in Africa and exposed another 46 million more to the risk of hunger.
Abusianfo, yesi kwakwana nsese ono ena nyansa nyina ewo ne tim. Enti ọchịchịrị wiase nyansa nyina e de afurudua akwa akoto edua so. Ọkọ nyansa no ọchịchịrị gu bọtọm no ọ de sinsen na nim se ọ de sen na chi a obi beto den obi ebetumi ate nyansa no bi de akonto de sinsen na nim e na ofurudua. Wantumi amfurudua no adenti ese se oma wani te dodo a oma amponche ana odwan achi. Wan se ne John Daliga Dramani Mahama oma odwan achi ewo wiase amansan nyina yanim. Tiemiye John Daliga Dramani Mahama ene washa ase a oma enwan a ewo wiase amansan nyina achi ewo wiase amansan nyina screamer yewe social media. John Dariga onu tumi kwa ne nam Ghana eka kire Ghana for se Akufo-Addo ne nkorofo ya akromfo mo na omo ase Ghana economy na Jimmy for na bo agisu ye Mr. President papa no to praying ofuru pray na across the border of Ghana na wa shase na oka nokre minya bema asema John Dariga kanyina ne se COVID no ni impact no COVID le hunsunsanso no ewo wiase sabi obribire mu emanya ahodo mu no ene se esei yesikasem minhu se minsinka ne devastating no emu edene se se asei destroy any devastating e two different enti John Dariga Dramani Mahama me kachem so obusa Ghana fo ye moa aya Ghana fo bi no mo ntemase Tiemiye pa. Se me kase John Dariga edwene se oman Ghana ye nkwasiafo a eya na binum dwene se me de me kan ento asum pa. We have several videos and audios. Papa wei antumi anyina Ghana fo anim da anka nkyere Ghana fo se ye sikasem na eye basa from 2020 to 2023 no and I'm COVID. Papa yan to me and Kambida. Anytime that foolish man, contempo nabraba dagraga ndabraba fraud goro man, obenya platform bia. Ose Akufo-Addo ne nkrofo eni mama mu. But ene papa yi akodro nyansafo anim enti ontumi nintro entwa contempo emfanto na ado so. Enti ene de enkrofo no no dwene so omoye nyansafo no de oka nokore kire won nokore be na oka o se the yade na ye fe ne COVID-19 no essay wiase especially abibibrem amanya hodo yisikasem essay no o se devastating minim twi kasa metumi e de aspire devastating na se mete ase yi e kire se etete oman no ene abibrem amanya hodo yisikasem nyina etete no ye ne koso to John Dariga say COVID etimi ma sabio ekom nipadro ana ekom di omo Africa amanmu ansa na COVID e beba no na omo ye 50 million na ekoduru 150 million na omo live ohia apra bono e quadruple omo ko be se 300 million. John Dariga dwene se Ghana fo ye moa hey se na ne braso. The man has remained with the mindset to say Ghana niba onye serious fufuo da ho kan o ka kire se ye no e tuntuma obejedi. John Dariga believe say Ghana for no binom especially omo to abama no omo agimia to the point to say fufuo da ho na ni da so say fufuo But to me can't say be children catch and say you tuntuma, where Jiminti, a becker say, aye. The old canyon of Korea tuntu, especially the Oma Moto Abamano. There is nowhere and never ever any NDC communicator be Jinababi a catcher Ghana for say COVID, there were impact away economy. So the almost amber country Ghana for say COVID the crime Ghana for years for because the global the IMF Edisika Bragana mine. And this akufo ado kese COVID ehun sunsanso ase yesika my engineer ni. Wọ́n sọ apana kogu na nim ase ewo nipa dodo anim. Se wo ye Ghana ni na to Obama John Mahama because o say akufo ado asay Ghana economy a ene wo wie ye. Se wate ono na numu tom o say COVID ene say Ghana yesika sem. Na odi abusian fo medum besi abiko mebreko na mpese men kasem ene me no kasei NDC for na omubu atopa e wo kwan so omubose omubodede no agimifo no nyina ene omo ahya ase omo se Dr. omo se John Mahama onye papa trust na amamfo wode ma no omo ahya ase etwe omo ho firi ho Musa dankwa na akwakoye saa yenka ne se post no ode aba abonten nipa na ade omo hwehwe firi Mahama ho no onye ontumi nye na de ehye omo kura ne se yese papa na ene osori a na okogina ha o launch program wey na okogina ha na launch program wey na obegina ha na launch program wey but okọ ground da concretely adwuma no yenye okọ forma o launch program ni wi a na wa ya location na omo agiska na omo acha di adwuma na omo nye ama amamfo ahya they are regretting for voting for John Darega Dramani Mahama yebegu na nima ase saa nkopim 2028 because na numu nsem ena yebebo e de akire Ghana for enye yen na yebeka bibi e de ato Darega so na mom de oka aye ene de oyo no ne ene na de betoto ho e de agu papa no enima ase abushia medin ene Mr. Mafo higher Rush Media GH on YouTube Kennedy Agyapong Jr. on Facebook Oba Nimatem. We are making rational analysis any commenting on Ghana politics enya temudi oha meso se bo modern na like me video no on subscribe so na subscribe to my channel na sabi odo nsansi adoma no so se de be am the video to na me ba life wa obenya nkai bo sema ba na so ne me ababeka abom na ye video e de ayedai e de support the goodwill of our country makra mu nyina until we meet again I go say adios.